Hello everybody, today we're going to take a look at these Davis 1.2 metre not 18 watt LED battens. Okay, so these of course are just a couple of battens that I have in my collection of course. Both of these are made by Davis, okay, which is a company who makes lights. Okay, now I actually did have a video on that double one, but I'm going to be making an updated video since I've done a few changes since then. Okay, so both of these, of course, are the same thing. The difference is that one is a single and one is a double. Now there was actually a triple version available, but that's no longer made. Unfortunately, if it was still available, I'd have one. Okay, I don't know why Davis stopped making the triple version. All right, so the one on the left is the single one, and the one on the right is the double one. Okay, so both of these are just all standard battens. They're not special battens like the Element battens or Black Lightning or anything. They're just standard battens. So they're both white in white chassis. All right, so now both of these are the newer versions of the Davis battens. So they both have concealed starters. They were originally electronically ballasted, but I ripped all that out and converted them to just to run LED tubes, which is what I've got in them right now. Okay, so I did put starters in them, but the starters are concealed inside the chassis. So to get to them, you actually got to take the plate off. All right, so let's take a close look at these. All right, so here's the single one, as you can see. And here's the double one. All right, so that's the double one, and that's the single one. All right. On this side of the battens, we have a switch on both sides, and of course we have our power ports. Both of these take removable cords, of course, and they're computer cords, and they are both linkable. Okay, so you can link them, as you can see. That's what I've got set up here. Okay, the single tube batten only has one switch, as where the double one has two switches. That's because each tube has its own switch. Okay, so I can have one tube on at a time or both. Okay, so on the older Davis battens, the plates used to be bored out, and there used to be two holes here for starters, but on these newer ones, they're not bored through anymore. They're because they were electronically ballasted, there's no starters. Okay, now if you look on the side of the battens, you can see those screws there. That's where the starter receptacles are mounted. So the starter receptacles are mounted on the side of the chassis there. Okay, so to get to them, you just need to take the plate off. Okay, and we do have the warning stickers on them because there are no ballasts in these, so they are for LED tubes only. Okay, so I can't use fluorescent in these. Alright. So the plates on these are held on by two Phillips head screws, one at the top and one at the bottom. And there's also a nut in the middle that holds the plate on. This one is missing its nut. That's because this one I actually found on the hard waste pile a few years ago, and it didn't have the nut. The nut was nowhere to be found. Okay, but that one I bought brand new at AWM Electrical. Alright. So yeah, they both have the same lamp holders. They're tombstone shaped lamp holders, of course. The tubes that I have in these, of course, are SAL ones, and these are both neutral white. Okay. So that's what's in them. Okay. Okay, I'll turn one of these around and we'll take a look at the back. Just be careful. And there's the back of the batten there. So nothing too exciting, just all the holes, and it provides good ventilation. Okay, even though there's no ballast in it, and these battens are quite light. Okay, believe it or not. Okay, so I guess we'll turn them on. So here we go. It's the single and the double. Okay, so now they're both on. Okay, now being LED, there's no blinking. Okay, they just come on right away. All right, and that's pretty good. So both of these I do use for light shows. I also can put coloured tubes in them as well. Okay, because I've got coloured LED tubes that I can use in them that I mostly keep in the Element battens, but these, I just keep these white tubes in, okay? And I do use them for parties and stuff. I might put a coloured tube in for a party or something, I just take it out and use it. Alright, so yeah, those are pretty bright too. They're a lot brighter than the old 36 watt fluorescent lamps, that's for sure. Okay, because fluorescent is just old technology and I don't really use it much now unless I'm making a video or something. I like to preserve my fluorescent tubes. Okay, I got still have the coloured ones. Okay, and I want to preserve them. Okay, so yeah, so they're pretty good battens, pretty bright too. Okay, both made by Davis. There is also a 60cm variant of these available as well. Okay, if you saw Black Star, they're the 60cm versions, the red batten and the black one. Okay, but these are just the 1.2 metre versions. Okay. And there is also, I think, T5 battens available. like this. Okay, I do believe. Okay, that would be 16 watt LED tubes. Okay, but these are just 18 watt. All right, so there you go. So I guess we'll turn them off. All right, so there you go. So that is my Davis LED battens. So I hope you enjoyed, and that'll be it.